We are back, and we are here for the rematch we've all been waiting for, the match of the Millennium. Dubwool v Greedent. How you feeling, Sir Wilson?
Dude, when I heard about this, I was so thrilled to see these two because they both have their key featured Pokemon that they want to build around. And I was even more intrigued when I learned that they had special rules for this match that they were going to follow for each other. That's a pretty cool gentleman's agreement.
Yeah, we should probably go over the rules of the match now. So this is Professor Ragna of Team Dubwool and Adam Tacos, the Greedent man. And they have agreed to these specific rules. Game 1, Greedent and Dubwool must be led. Greedent and Dubwool must be brought every single game, and they must be maxed once during the set. So those are the 3 rules of this. They've built teams around this. I'm super interested to see how this goes, but it looks like Adam's got not only Greedent is an unconventional choice, but also Guzzlord. And then we've got Vanillix, Amoonguss, Dusclops, and I cannot tell what that last one is.
Yeah, I'm just trying so hard.
Mm-hmm. Another Pheromosa. Okay, cool. Yeah. Ooh, speed swap Greedent, anyone? Is that what we're gonna see?
Maybe. All right, and then from Professor Ragna, we got the legendary Dubwool, Entei, Grimmsnarl, Metagross, Galarian Zapdos, and the Rotom washing machine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm super intrigued to see how this goes. Get your berries ready, get your fluffy wool sweaters ready. We're gonna have a good time, I suspect. Yep, all right.
Guzzle, I love the team name. Guzzlo.
Guzzlo. I saw someone who submitted a team review and they had the nicknames for the Pokemon on there, and Guzzlord's nickname was just
all A, capital A-H.
I always chill at the Isle of Armor dojo whenever, I specifically go there whenever I'm about to have a match. I don't know why, it's just this weird mental thing. I'm like, okay, I need to fly over to the dojo, take in the battle energy there.
Do you walk in the dojo? Because that's a huge,
I walk in the dojo and I stand in the middle of the mat that's right there. That is my mental prep for tournaments and any match that I play.
The dojo music gets them. And then we see Ambrosia and Galaxian God. Yo, I'm always in Hammerlock because it's I like its music the most. That's my place.
That's a good choice. Yeah.
And then Ambrosia saying, I always go to the roofs of Stow-on-Side.
Okay, nice. Also, Turtlemania has pointed out that because Ragna has to Dynamax the Dubwool, is it the classic Cotton Guard body press set that Ragna has? Also, I like that both of these people, both Ragna and Adam, have put the star of the show at the top of their team list.
Where did you see the other team list? I missed it. But yes, when we have Juggernaut, I love that Juggernaut is the nickname on the Greedent there. In all caps, Juggernaut.
Yes.
I wonder what Ragna nicknames his Dubwool.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the rules they picked? This is probably Series 7 rules.
We should have had Tiki always goes to the sauna and the ice city every time before battle.
Ooh, good choice.
Yeah.
Stow-on-Side.
People seem to be choosing them based on the music there, just to chill with it.
Yes. There's such good music in this generation. I think my favorite town is Balanleia. I don't know. Uh-huh. Yes, Gems. Balanleia is my vibe. It's a perfect little music festival town.
My favorite music was the music for the birds that they added this from the Crown Tundra. Okay, sweet. We got our leads. We know what works to be for each person. Grimmsnarl, Dubwool, and we've got Pheromosa and Greedent. Okay, very interesting. Also, double shinies on Adam's side. So I imagine something that could happen here is a screen, maybe even a taunt from the Grimmsnarl. A speed swap could be coming out too. Adam may just be trying to get off as much damage as possible before this Dubwool starts setting up and getting really bulky before he can't really do anything about it.
Interesting. Yeah, after peeking that Pheromosa's moveset, I was pretty surprised. There's a couple of interesting movesets for sure, but I think Grimmsnarl could be pulling out the fake out again like we saw in the previous match. The fake out pressure would be really smart against Pheromosa. Yep, there it goes, throwing it up. But it's on the Juggernaut!
Ooh, onto the Juggernaut in close combat, and the double does over half.
It's so much damage. Did we see the nickname of Greedent?
And double goes for a Cotton Guard. Potentially, with that in a screen, it may be able to survive another close combat, but I'm not 100% sure. Actually, I think it can, but regardless,
I don't know. The counts at +3 are really weird.
Yeah.
But I do like that we have the nickname in this match where we saw the Juggernaut flinch.
Juggernaut flinch. We got plenty of Team Double in the chat representing, so thanks so much, guys, for coming by.
Oh, look at all these doubles.
All right, so what do we? I really don't know if a close combat's going to be able to get the double, especially if Grimmsnarl sets a screen. Adam probably needs a special attacker to deal with it. Also, potentially might need some flyer coverage as well.
Yeah, the extra weakness to the fire is always a good workaround when you're thinking about double. But from looking at Santaco's team, I really don't feel like the fire's coming. Guzzlord could possibly pull out the fire, but I just don't see that.
Dynamax is coming out. Is it going to be the double? Is Ragna getting his Dynamax out early? It is.
He said, I'm not going to risk it. Not going to risk the Cotton Guard count damage. Going to just double my health and make sure Pheromosa can't take me out here.
Mm-hmm.
Mystical Fire Dusclops.
The Mystical Fire Dusclops, I love it. Reflect is going to come out. Pheromosa goes for a substitute.
Yes.
Interesting. Good stuff. Yes. Knuckles going to come out. Is this going to be into the sub or into the Greedent? Into the Greedent. Doesn't go into the berry procking range. And gets the attack boost onto Dubwool. As Greedent, I assume, is going to go for a belly drum this turn.
Yeah, we do see the belly drum. It takes it down to 14 health. Mm-hmm. 14 above half. Then the fun animation, the berry proc followed by the cheek pouch, going to pull it all the way back up to almost as if it didn't click belly drum.
Yeah. And now I really like the subtech on Adam's Pheromosa that guaranteed that he survived the turn, and now he can very easily get the speed swap off onto the Greedent, and Ragna can't do anything about it. But that double is getting super bulky. It's +3 defense and behind screen, so it's going to be an interest, and it's recovering every turn with leftovers, so it's going to be interesting to see how Adam takes care of it.
The heavy ball Greedent, that's so perfect. DJ Prime, stay with us. Stay with us, DJ Prime. We need you to battle.
Adam's committing to his Dynamax for Greedent this turn, so after this, anything goes for the rest of the set. But I'm not surprised at all. He's got it at +6. He's about to get a speed swap off onto it. There it is. And a big steel spike is presumably coming into that Grimmsnarl.
Yeah, throws it in the Grimmsnarl.
Knockout in, that is a clean knockout, even through Reflect.
Greedent doesn't care about your screens. The Juggernaut goes through screens.
You think Juggernaut's gonna notice a screen? Ooh, that is amazing. Max strike speed control, and that does solid damage too.
Yeah, we do see the Greedent go down to the yellow. The speed reduction is pretty good, especially considering the Pheromosa also is losing speed.
That's a thumbnail right there, if I've ever seen one.
What?
The Greedent versus the Dubwool.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for gifting some subs, Gemma. And Metagross is going to come out. I don't know how... Pheromosa is pretty fast, so I'm interested to see how that max strike is going to change the speed dynamics between Dubwool and Metagross. Metagross goes for Protect. It's pretty smart here. Potentially a super effective move coming. Get your weakness policy boosted out. Max Quake is indeed coming out. It's not going to be able to get that meta growth through the protect. It does decent damage still.
Yeah, it certainly, I believe it was more than a quarter, so it certainly would have KO'd after if it had gone through. But the bulkiness of this Greedent is getting better with the special defense boost. So now it's at full max attack and then a +1 on both sides of the defense. You see another max strike from the Dubwool coming out. That takes a good chunk out of the Greedent. It's down into the red now, and now it's losing some of the speed swap from the Pheromosa. After -2, I would imagine it's still going to be fast enough to speed the Dubwool, I would bet.
Yeah, Dubwool is pretty slow, and I don't know exactly how Ragna EVs it. Presumably he goes pretty defensively. So there's a chance that Greedent is still just faster. But the thing that is getting scary is Dubwool is recovering health. It is still at +3 defense. It still has a reflect up. Adam's going to need to have something in the back that's going to be able to break through it, and I'm not entirely sure what his best options are for that.
Yeah, Turtle Mania pointing out the body presses can come out. We need some music.
Greedent's still faster!
Yes!
-2, Greedent is still outspeeding and gets the KO onto Metagross.
Oh, man. Now, it did its job taking out the Metagross. Metagross is no longer a threat, but we're probably going to see the Dubwool taking down the Greedent here. So Dubwool kind of outlasting the Juggernaut in this throwdown, but the Juggernaut took out a couple Pokemon, so we're going to be... Okay, Pheromosa, it comes up from behind its substitute throwdown and close combat. That does so little
damage, Will. No damage.
That is so little damage. Wow.
Dubwool has won the battle, and with the bulk, it has the potential to win the war. Adam's going to need something on the special side to hit that. Let's see what he goes into next. Ooh, this is a little scary.
He's got something that could do the job.
He's got something. Is he going to be able to position it well enough? Also, another plus for Adam, his Pheromosa is still chilling behind that substitute. It has not been broken yet.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, Pheromosa is taking quite a bit of stat reductions. It's lost two stages of defense from the close combats, and it's down 2 strikes, which unfortunately go through the substitute. So it is safe from an attack, and it's probably worth letting it sit on the field until it takes that one attack. But you could easily double into it. Although the order, I wouldn't want to see that. Yeah, Sacred Fire and Amoonguss is way better than wasting it on a substitute.
Amoonguss survives, though. Dude, that's a bad bird to get. Oh, and Dubwool goes for another Cotton Guard, which means that this Pheromosa is not going to be Ragna's or Adam's way to break through. He gets this.
The one spore that'll probably get off into the Dubwool. Yeah, this close combat's not going to do. Focusing the Entei, probably a good idea. You'll definitely get the most bang for your buck out of that last close combat. Pheromosa's defenses are completely gone. It is -3. This thing, if it weren't for the substitute, it would go away very quickly. But Dubwool is going to continue to grow health, and now that it's at max defense, it doesn't really care that it's asleep. So it's simple decision making from these turns here. I feel like you get to ignore one Pokemon.
It looks like Adam is out of close combats now. Unfortunate, but the thing that that Adam's going to need to do is he may need to rely on these sleep turns in order to get through this Dubwool, because he has one thing in the back. He's bringing it out now. His Guzzlord is his main way of breaking through it. But if Dubwool wakes up and gets a body press off into it, I'm not liking its odds. And the Sacred Fire is not doing bad damage either.
Yep, there's the one automatic turn. Guzzlord is a good switch to take the Sacred Fire, thankfully. Poison Jab coming off into Entei. We do not see the poison trigger, but that is the only damage Pheromosa is able to pull off now. We could see a speed swap come out. I'm surprised he hasn't taken advantage of that yet.
I don't know exactly what the speed dynamics between Guzzlord and Greedent are, but if Greedent is slower than the Guzzlord, I would have really liked to see a speed swap into that Dubwool. Plain and simple, I think Adam needs a sleep turn and Ragna needs to wake up. I think the game's going to be heavily decided based off of that. And also, if it's being pointed out in the chat that if Inte has Snarl, the reason that Ragna maybe have been ignoring this Pheromosa the whole time is because he can just break through it pretty easily. Sacred Fire comes out, gets the damage onto the Guzzlord. Dubwool wakes up and gets off a body press.
That's a down Guzzle. Oh man.
Yeah.
Gurgle and Drown.
Indeed.
By Guzzlord.
Yeah. It was cool.
And Pheromosa. Yeah, now we're seeing the side effects of these two Pokemon staying as long as they have on the field. One is in a completely advantaged position, whereas the other one is in a major disadvantage from sticking around too long.
Yeah, Pheromosa just can't break through the Dubwool. Adam really needed another turn of sleep there. I don't see a way out for him now. It looks like he does have special attacks with his Amoonguss, but with it being so slow, he'll need to dodge a Sacred Fire, which Ragnas just keeps going for. I don't know if he had a better attack, but or maybe he's like Bandit or something. Amoonguss goes down. Double Edge, we get to see what the normal move is based off of. Breaks the substitute. Pheromosa comes out, takes the smallest amount of recoil damage. Poison Jab comes out, and Adam just wasn't able to break through the Dubwool's defenses. So the first game of the match looks like it's going to go to Professor Ragna and Team Dubwool.
Yeah. And I see Amy asking if the CCs, the close combats, were PP max, and they are not. There were only 5 close combats used, and so Pheromosa got all of those down before being forced to turn to the Poison Jab. But we do see the run coming through Santacos, recognizing he probably won't last another turn or doesn't want to, let it play out in time. So good match for the Dubwool, though, really showcasing that defense can, in fact, be the best offense.
Dubwool did great that match. The turn 1 sleep really definitely defined it. I don't know exactly how much damage Guzzlord is able to do on the special side. If it was going to be able to break through, there was no light screen up, and Guzzlord doesn't have horrible special offensive. But yeah, that definitely sealed things for Adam.
Yeah, and now I would like to see if these battles get changed up a little bit now that the commitment of the one Dynamax from Dubwool and Greedent has been satisfied from these guys. They can now turn away from their core components of the team and Dynamax some of these other mons like Guzzlord. We did see it last week with or 2 weeks ago with the Dynamax Vanillix. We could see that come back, but Ragna has a lot of Pokemon that he would also like to Dynamax. So now everything's off the table. The only requirement for the rest of the set is that Dubwool and Greedent have to come to all of the matches, which kind of creates an interesting thing. Like you're like, well, I have to bring the parts of my team that synergize with Dubwool and Greedent, so I have to commit to that. And Turtle is pointing out that he's surprised that Dusclops didn't come out, which is immune to, it seems, both of Dubwool's attacks. So potentially Adam could play to a Dusclops versus Dubwool in game, and Ragna's switching it up. Both players are switching it up, but no Dubwool from Ragna's side, which luckily for Adam, that means that he knows that it's in the back, and he leads with Grimmsnarl and Entei. So he could potentially start fishing for burns with Sacred Fire, or just going off for big damage into that tanky Juggernaut. Yeah, I see the burn damage being really helpful into Juggernaut. Could potentially get it enough residual damage where it may not be able to throw off a belly drum right away, or at least stall it out a turn. It's gonna be.
Oh yeah, there the burn right away. Oh yes, no, that's such a bad turn.
Flinch burn on the Juggernaut. Man, Juggernaut is having some rough battles so far.
Poor Juggernaut. Oh man. Well, I don't think Adam's going to be maxing Juggernaut this game, which thank God that he did in the first one, so he didn't have to do it now. Interestingly enough, oh wait, okay, that's pretty cool. But I'd say that that's a pretty bad turn for Adam, obviously, but I think that that's not taking him out of the games by any means. Like he took basically no damage because he recovered all of it back. A Reflect is going to come up. Facade's going to come out from Greedent, doing solid damage still, and Nightshade into the Grimmsnarl as Entei just goes for another Sacred Fire. So potentially
the burns.
Yeah, going for the burns. Yeah, making sure they can chip things down as much as possible. Adam's gonna probably want to get a switch into his Trick Room setter or his Trick Room sweeper that isn't Greedent as soon as he possibly can, so he can make use of these turns.
And we do see Ragna actually switch out his Grimmsnarl. It's done its purpose, threw down a fake out, set up the screen, and now Dubwool is back, and Dubwool's gonna start doing its thing. Nightshade is chipping down on Entei. Good call to change targets into the Entei with that Nightshade, so it didn't get neutralized with the normal type Dubwool coming in. Sacred Fire throwing down on Dusclops again. We are 1 for 3 on burn triggers from Sacred Fire, and 1 for 3 on flinch triggers as well. But
yeah.
I'm sorry, the flinch is from the fake out, not the Sacred Fire. But
Gab, thanks so much for following. We appreciate it. So it looks like Entei's in Nightshade range. Also, I haven't seen Entei go for anything. I don't know how much. I'm not familiar with Entei calcs. I don't know if that's banded damage or not. But Ragna sure is playing it like it is, or maybe just he only has the Sacred Fire attack on there. Guzzlord is going to come in. Entei is going to switch out. Grimmsnarl comes back and potentially going to set a light screen later in this game. Nightshade comes out into the Grimmsnarl, gets solid damage off onto it. A guaranteed 50, and Cotton Guard goes up.
Yep, we see it starting to play out, but both these guys have the Pokemon that they probably want to Dynamax now out on the field. The Trick Room is up for a couple more turns with the Dusclops. And so Grimmsnarl can also help throw up a light screen. It did not throw up light screen yet. It threw up Reflect and then dropped out. So now it's back in here. It can probably mitigate some damage on Dubwool. But I don't think Dubwool's going to Dynamax. I think Dubwool sits one more turn before we throw it to get that Cotton Guard, so then it can max. Also,
thank you for follow. I believe that name was L Duvan 94. Thank you. Guzzlord is going to get big. We can stare into the horrible abyss that is its mouth. Or no, did I say double? I meant to say Guzzlord. Light Screen comes out from Grimmsnarl, obviously trying to get those defenses set up to mitigate the damage as much as possible. Brick Break comes out into the Guzzlord. It triggers that weakness policy. And if Guzzlord's able to get a KO this turn, that Beast Boost is also going to go off too.
We do see the Max Ooze coming out. What a great animation from that empty abyss of a mouth. Oh, and it does take out the Grimmsnarl, so we're going to see the Beast Boost. That's going to be a +3 on the Guzzlord. And after seeing the Brick Break from the Dusclops, if I'm Santacos, I'm clicking Brick Break again and chopping down those light screens Reflects.
Ooh. And there's a Cotton Guard again, which means that Adam's going to... Ooh, Trick Room's over. I think Adam has to protect his Guzzlord this turn because I do not think he can take a +6 body press. Ooh, and Zapdos comes out.
Yeah, Guzzlord does not like that. Zapdos is going to kind of come down to Zapdos to pull off the KO on Dusclops and prevent the Trick Room because we're at a point where if Guzzlord gets under Trick Room again, it'll for sure be able to wreak a lot of havoc against Zapdos for sure and probably take out the Dubwool as well.
We see a max happening. I imagine this is the Zapdos. I know that Zapdos gets access to Throat Chop, so potentially this could be a dark move into the Dusclops, which is going to make the rest of this game pretty difficult for Adam if that Dusclops goes down.
I would love to see a Throat Chop on the Guzzlord, and then just like does not affect.
Yeah. Max card comes into the Guzzlord. Quake comes out. I don't think that gets Dusclops. It does not. So Trick Room is going back up, but it looks like Ragna is getting another special defense boost onto the Dubwool. And that is a Life Orb Zapdos, and it has Wild Charge, but Dusclops hangs on.
Not enough. Oh man, Wild Charge is an interesting move, but definitely not going to be enough to take down the Dusclops. The Trick Room comes back up. I'm still kind of thrown off that the Zapdos use Max Quake. Like, what ground type move is it using? Scorching Sands or
Stomping Tantrum? Interestingly,
Stomping Tantrum. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense with the legs. But so the special defense boost coming in clutch there, that was super surprising. You can definitely tell the Zapdos was built around supporting the Dubwool, because how many other times do you see that? But that was a really good play right there against the beast boosting Guzzlord.
Dusclops goes for the ally switch, potentially not confident that Guzzlord's going to be able to get this KO onto Dubwool. It does a lot of damage, but just misses the KO, and that means that if Ragna went for the body press, he would have had to have read the ally switch. Oh, and Defiant triggers. That's also not very good.
That's a risky turn.
Body press comes out into the Dusclops. It is unaffected. Quake comes out into
the Guzzlord, right?
Guzzlord. It does not do nearly enough, even though that Zapdos is now at +2.
Ooh, that Zapdos did a lot of damage though. Oh, it is Life Orb. Leftovers gonna heal up Dubwool. Probably gonna see Dubwool throw down a Protect this turn.
It doesn't have Protect.
Oh, it doesn't. That's right. Guzzlord Dynamax ends here, but we still are under Trick Room. It's a pretty scary thing looking down this bird right now.
Yeah. I think what you try to... I think he has to go for... I think you have to Brick Break the Zapdos and go for the KO into Dubwool. Like, I don't think you can do anything else. Like, Entei's low enough to where a Facade from Greedent can take it out. I don't know. It's really scary. I think I think Brick Break's the right call, in my opinion, because you got to get rid of the slides and probably pull off your last anything with Dusclops this turn. And then that will allow the optimal damage from Guzzlord and its final attack to take out pretty much, pick your choice. You want to take out the Dubwool, or do you want to take out the Dynamax Zapdos? Yeah. I just like Greedent's odds against Zapdos and Entei much more than I like Dusclops' odds against, or than I like Guzzlord against Dubwool. So gets another special attack boost. Let's see if Ragna attempted to read an ally switch. Quake is going to come out. It isn't a Guzzlord. This is going to KO, which means Greedent is going to need to pull this game back for Adam, and I'm not entirely sure if it can.
Yeah, and it is already burned.
Oh, Amoonguss is still around, though.
Oh, that's right. We've only seen 3 Pokemon from Adam. And now Amoonguss is going to take its turn in this battle. And I believe this will be Entei coming back out.
Okay, so this definitely isn't over.
No, and now Zapdos is done with its Dynamax, but it did get off 3 Max Quakes.
Yeah.
Was it 3 Max Quakes? So it's pretty bulky.
It's pretty specially bulky, but Adam still has his Greedent in the back. Obviously, this turn you're going to go for a Spore into Zapdos and a Nightshade into Entei. I really don't think there's any other play. The other thing is, Adam could find himself in the same position that he was last game, where he needs the proper sleep turns, but he may just not get them.
Yeah, it's going to need more than one to pull this off. Zapdos takes its first turn of sleep. Nightshade damage, and the Entei is going to do good amount.
Oh!
Snarl comes out. Oh, this Dusclops dodges the Snarl. That's clutch. I don't even know if it would kill Dusclops.
I actually think that dodge was really bad, because if Dusclops goes down there, Adam could have gotten in his Greedent and he could have started going for the facades.
Yeah, and he had, the opportunity, to outspeed in this Trick Room before Zapdos wakes up, possibly. Trick Room will end or Zapdos will wake up and probably in the next turn. So now, he definitely missed a good opportunity. It sucks that the Snarl actually missing is not working in his favor. That's two matches now where we've seen that those misses mattered.
Entei going for the extreme speed, trying to get off as much damage as it can before it goes down. Energy Ball going to come out, take out the Entei. I assume a Nightshade is going to go into this Zapdos. I think Adam can do it. The Twisted Dimensions return to normal, so I think you should definitely follow me in Trick Room, or Rage Powder in Trick Room, to guarantee that you get it up. And then I really think that's in range of Facade from Greedent.
Rage Powder, Trick Room, here we go.
Zapdos stays asleep, which I think is fine for the time being.
Well, this ensures that Greedent is going to outspeed and attack before Zapdos is awake. Although I think this will be guaranteed wake from Zapdos now.
Yeah, I think, so just Nightshade and Protect, or Zapdos goes for... Oh, that's actually not the best move possible, because now that it's woken up, Amoonguss can put it right back to sleep. You know what? Adam could even go go for a really hard call out and just switch out to Greedent and Spore this turn. But honestly, getting that Trick Room up was really clutch. Ragna may have to go for a double, but
I get the reason why he went for the Detect, but he also, you kind of pointed out, he fell into his own trap where he wasted his turn becoming awake to just set himself up to go back to sleep before he could do anything with being awake.
Yeah, he could have gotten a KO this turn. Ooh, this could be risky, actually. Amoonguss is going to switch out. Well, I guess as long as... because, so let's say worst case scenario, Zapdos wakes up and it KOs either one of these. Amoonguss comes back in, just puts it back to sleep, and then is able to redirect. So I think that was probably a guaranteed win. Oh, and it was just in range of Nightshade anyway. So
there you go.
Yeah, game 2 going to Adam, and we are going to game 3 of our Dubwool v Greedent match.
Holy crap! This has been so long. It felt like 3 battles already, but I'm pretty hyped. I'm glad this went to 3 matches. And we got to see Guzzlord Dynamax again, which is a very rare. I think something you only see here at ATX VGC, right?
I definitely haven't been seeing an excess of Guzzlords on the ladder, so yeah, Adam did a really good job of positioning himself in the end game, and he got the sleep turns that he needed for sure. Oh, okay. Well, now seems like a great opportunity to just mention that if you want to play with us, if you want to bring your Guzzlord or your Greedent or your Dubwool and show us what you got, you can join our Discord at ATX VGC and sign up for our Monday Night Friendlies. We do this every Monday night. It's a lot of fun. We have a really solid community just in general. Everyone's super nice. Yeah, so please join us.
So the signups get posted every Thursday from the Discord, and then the deadline to sign up is Sundays.
Yeah. And now we are going to go into game 3. So what changes do you think are going to happen here, Will? Because I honestly can't predict anything at this point.
I think that Adam still has to rely on the Trick Room here. He doesn't really have any other way to take advantage or get ahead. We saw that the Pheromosa got shut down with the speed swap strategy because of the Grimmsnarl fake out lead. So he would have to position to hopefully avoid that if he does bring it at all. But the Greedent taking a burn before it was ever able to Dynamax or get a belly drum off also really was unfortunate. Probably play around, bring Greedent in until Entei is maybe off the table, and which Guzzlord is probably the best way to get through that. So it's kind of reversing his order. Sandtakus leading with the Guzzlord, saving Greedent as a late game.
All right, here we go. Game 3. The match is going to decide it all. Ragna sticking with the Inte Grimmsnarl lead. And Amoongus and Greedent are going to be coming out this time. So
yes, okay. Now he's bold. Is he bold enough to do it even after the same lead last turn with the fake out and Sacred Fire into Greedent? I feel like that's a pretty risky move to make again. Yeah. The redirect could help, but fake out is gonna shut that down as well.
The spore pressure is good to have here, and especially because Adam makes the read. The fake out goes into Amoongus. Sacred Fire does come out into Greedent though. He does get the burn, which is unfortunate, but at the same time, now Juggernaut has a burn belly drum boosted facade that it can start going for.
Yes, so probably much safer to not Dynamax it for that optimal damage. And thankfully, both of the Pokemon here on Professor Ragna's side of the field are not going to resist that facade in any way. So yeah, probably not ideal. You really want, I think, Adam would really want to Dynamax his Greedent after the belly drum in this final match, but he'll probably have to just roll with it.
Yeah, but he has really solid damage output right now. He can, Facade burned in at +6 is going to do a lot. It's also stab boosted. I don't know if it'll be picking up KOs through Reflect. I wouldn't be super surprised. But yeah, this is kind of, honestly, like the burn is a little scary this time. And presumably, Adam has his Trick Room Setter in the back and the Guzzlord ready to go as well. Rage Powder is going to come out from the Amoongus, meaning the Greedent guarantees gets a hit off. Grimmsnarl goes for a Reflect, try to get those defenses up as soon as it can. And Inte is going to probably go for another Sacred Fire. Yeah, this time it goes into Amoongus, who seems to just guaranteed live the hit, which is pretty cool. And Facade comes out. Does this get the KO?
Oh Later, my Inte. Gosh, it's so good.
Oh no, Inte lived.
That's a ghost sash. That's a ghost sash. Oh, come on.
Amazing. Okay, well, now you can try and pick off this Grimmsnarl as much as soon as possible. Maybe switch in your Dusclops, try to get the Trick Room set up. Metagross comes in. That's a good switch if Adam had gone for the attack into Metagross. And that's just an all-around really good bring, I think. Dusclops comes back in. Frisk, the Assault Vest, Weakness Policy on Metagross. What a power play!
Yeah, that's a good pivot. I'm just gonna say we finally reveal the item on the Inte. It is not choice of any kind. It is actually Assault Vested, and they're showing off its final move of its list. We now know Bulldoze, Snarl, Extreme Speed, and Sacred Fire. The Inte did its job though, setting up the Metagross with that Weakness Policy on the switch in, and not taking, and then Inte goes down from the second Facade on Greedent there.
Yeah, so it turns out that was a pretty bad KO to miss out on, because now Ragna has this Weakness Policy boosted Metagross. The Facade's probably going to go into the double. It can Cotton Guard up. Even at +2, unless Metagross has a Ghost or Dark type move, I'm fairly certain that Dusclops will still be able to get this Trick Room up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's got a safe way to pull this off here. The Metagross is going to do everything in its power to shut that Dusclops down. Probably gonna see the Steel Spike coming out, because it'll be twofold, boosting Dubwool's defenses, boosting Metagross's defenses, but also going to be the most stab damage you see here onto the Dusclops.
Yes, actually, I think it's probably going to go for a Max Quake. Try to get the special defense boost for the Guzzlord in the back, just making sure they can wall it out as well as possible. Oh, nope, I was wrong. You were right. Steel Spike comes out into Greedent.
Oh, but he took out the Juggernaut and not the Dusclops. So he says, go ahead, take your Trick Room, but I'm taking your Greedent.
Yeah, which will be interesting to see how this plays out, because now Trick Room is up, and Adam has Spore Pressure.
but he also has
He also has
Trick Room up with Guzzlord.
Yeah.
He decides to hold off on the Guzzlord pedal, and he says, "Go for it, Amoonguss." So,
all right.
Yeah, definitely a safer call all around to just take advantage of putting Metagross to sleep with the Trick Room rather than throwing Guzzlord out there and risking taking damage while it's Dynamax and weakness policy boosted. So gotta respect him. Not as trigger happy as I was clearly ready to go if I was Sandtoppers, but all right, what do you think is going to come out from the Metagross here on this turn?
You know what I think Adam just read is a Max Guard and a switch to Grimmsnarl to avoid being put to sleep, which would be pretty crazy if that is what Adam just read. I'm very curious to find out.
Wait, I'm sorry. I don't think I followed you. Did you say who's switching?
No one's switching. So Nightshade just goes into the immune Wooloo, potentially just trying to cover the options. Metagross goes to sleep. Dubwool is gonna go for a body press into Dusclops. Maybe.
Can we clip that, please? What are the odds they both attack each other? Was that an ally switch read? Okay, that makes sense.
Eating a Guzzlord switcher, but both of the players go for the immune attacks into the other. Beautiful. I love it.
I totally understand why he went for the body press, but I'm like, why did he go for Nightshade? I guess protecting a switch, but still, it's so good.
All right.
Clip that.
Guzzlord's going to come out. Spore's going to go into this Dubwool. Is Metagross going to stay asleep is going to be a big question right now. But he does get both turns of sleep.
Everything's sleeping on Ragna's side of the field. It's a West Coast party over there.
So I think now it's something like a Rage Powder and Max Darkness seems pretty safe. Or maybe just going for the Max Darkness. I don't know if Guzzlord could survive a body press at +3 when it's max. I'm not entirely sure, but this is looking increasingly rough for Ragna.
We're getting so close to the final ending of this epic set, and okay, surprising switch out. The Dubwool is not going to eat a turn of sleep. Grimmsnarl comes out maybe to take a dragon type attack. Maybe, or just
maybe wanting to set a light screen as soon as it could.
Yes, for the next turn that would be great. But I was just thinking, predicting Guzzlord's damage output, being both stabbed, it kind of resists. But the Amoonguss is off and the Dusclops is back out. Probably prepare to set up another Trick Room.
Max Darkness just comes out to the Metagross. I think that got a KO. But I missed it on Entei last time, so nope, Metagross goes down, didn't go for a protector or anything like that, so potentially could have gotten the 3 turns of sleep. Beast Boost comes out, special attack drop on Grimmsnarl. There's no, you don't have your Cotton Guard up, so body press is gonna do way less, so it looks like this is game. It looks like it's gonna be a win for Team Greedent. You can just trigger your own weakness. You don't even need to do that. You can just break the Wooloo and ooze. I mean, Adam has a lot of options right now. I think he pretty much has this game sealed at the moment, it looks like.
Beast boost
indeed. Okay. This Guzzlord is getting too strong. But both of the Dubwool and Greedent putting in a lot of work these sets. Let's not call it too early. Let's see what Ragna's got in him. He needs to wake up, that's for sure, and he's probably going to try and set a light screen as well.
Yeah, do not underestimate the Dubwool. We have seen it pull off some pretty impressive stall matches.
Yeah, light screen goes up. Nightshade comes out into the Grimmsnarl trying to chip it in range of whatever this Guzzlord does. +1 max use into -1 Grimmsnarl with a screen up. Turns out is a KO. And again, with no Cotton Guard up on this Dubwool does not have a way to get rid of Guzzlord in time, and also potentially just can't 1v1 the Dusclops at this point either.
No.
And gets a second turn of sleep, so yeah. Switch to dimensions return to normal. I don't even think a crit body press would do it. I think all you have to do is Trick Room, and Adam's still going for Nightshades for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why he wouldn't go for the Brick Break.
Double.
There is...
A crit definitely wouldn't have done it.
Ooh, there's
one more Nightshade into the resist. Weakness policy triggers, and that darkness is definitely going to KO this Dubwool. Yeah, and that is going to be the G-est of Gs. That was a great set. Thank you so much to Adam and Professor Ragna for giving us this amazing set. And the winner of the Greedent v Dubwool rematch of the Millennium is Greedent. Adam takes the title.
Wow. Tacos forever. That Greedent is thick.
Oh, man.